I feel it important now, since it should have been a long time ago, to explain the beginning and how this inception has came to be. Because once you hear, well, there is no means then for anybody not to fall under the deliberate indifference and have a means in which to act and not. Because everything in its entirety to this point is illegal and moot, because it was all done out of retaliation. That is the problem. The underlying thing behind mine is retaliation. It started in Vegas with a little punk-ass motherfucker. Little blonde-hair, blue-eyed Craig Boyce is his bitch-ass name. The little punk in the mining, he's a little rodent. He's just a little rodent. And he tried to hustle my mom and them for coins. Tried to hustle my buddy on the mining stuff, fucked him over. Got a bunch of whatever, used a bunch of shit, owes a bunch of people money, whatever. I jam his ass up, went after him. His little scary ass talking about he's a this, he's a that, he's a this. Whatever, dude. Jumped on a grill. Well, he had already been, what pissed me off, because he had already, when I got in the middle, saying he's fucking off his mining thing. So he used to go down there at nighttime with Ma, and he was always trying to work it, and then he started working with John. And they were pulling little shit. I was on the phone with my mom's phone, and he was somehow in it, and kept sending little stupid-ass snippets, and kept freaking sending a bunch of shit to the phone. And it pissed me off. And he always played these little fucking secret little games. And that's what, and I didn't realize it. He even perpetrated to be a chick that I met in Virginia. Really wasn't. I ended up finding out pictures were different people. That wasn't the same chick. I mean, that's all the dude spent in his room with his little peanut butter on his little phone, fucking with my life. And pretending to be this, because I had just got to prison. I didn't know much about technology. I didn't know much about social network, Facebooks. I didn't know much of anything, how anything worked as far as technology. I was gone for 17 years. So, someone talked to me, I didn't know what catfish were, I didn't know what none of that was. I expected to be a real person. I didn't know about the whole control. I mean, you think you could see it, you get the, but I don't understand it. So it took a while for all this shit to really set in. But we ended up having a thing, and I went after him and John, and he jumped on the ground, supposedly, but didn't. But he had been working the whole entire time against me, trying to find ways to retaliate back at me and get rid of me so he could get back into the mining thing. Well, he got a hold of NDOC officials, he got a hold of other people trying to find stuff on me, perpetrating as investigators, perpetrating as this, perpetrating and impostoring various entities that he is not, no, and neither does he belong to. And then he also propositioned other people under guises of it being this in order to get backing, to support and gain other things. So he used good things and otherwise just to pursue his, so he could get his. So the Good Samaritan, and I'm helping you know what I mean? He did all that shit in order just to get to me. That was the whole meat and taters. This dude used to hide up in my attic and videotape me and my girlfriends in our bedrooms doing it. I mean, this is, and then he goes around and he shows people all the illegal footage and pictures. And then he photoshopped some. And that's why the whole reason I put the picture of mine on there with the tattoo. Him and John were taking pictures of other ones. They're doing this and then photoshopping shit and trying to push this. Then they take videos in my bathroom, in my and these they show to people. They end up having little group times like Penny Jackson used to do to us in the halfway house. She used to videotape us in our rooms and then think it's funny to do social experiments on us. She did one at the courthouse one and then plays them in her little halfway houses. They have a thing with playing videos and like degrading and exploiting people. That's their little thing. So they take fucking fucked up ass things, catching your back, whatever, remotely now they can do it, which is even more beneficial. In the beginning, they were trying to run around secretly. I used to climb up on my roof, try to take pictures in my room. Used to go into the bathroom trying to get them through my closed door, which I paid rent for. That's illegal. To be fucking, and I have warnings here about taking photos. This is my bedroom. I work for room and board. It is illegal to be videotaped or any. So anywhere. So even if he's doing it or however, that is sick. And the only purpose is, especially when you make a claim that I'm some kind of or whatever you wanted. They kept spinning things. It started with they started initiating for Social Security. They tried to claim I was institutionalized just so they could gain access to a more thorough, because Penny Jackson was a caseworker at Indian Springs, also has halfway houses. So they all used their entities. They used O'Connor, who was a psychologist, who knew I wasn't crazy and nothing wrong with me, to get information and stuff like that. And they fabricated a little scenario and played as the investigators for Social Security so they could follow me around and institute different things. And they did social experiments. I'd go into casinos, yell my name, and I didn't realize it at the time because I was gullible to it, ignorant to it, you can say. But they were doing these things in order to get certain reactions and certain mannerisms from me to pursue other things against me. And I didn't know it at the time. I had no idea of what they were really setting up. And that's the fucked up. They played the Good Samaritan, had me convinced these were good people out to help me. They were trying to do... But they were creating all these fucking scenarios in order to make a little case to push other shit. And that's, I mean, it's... Didn't get it. But they ended up getting this... somehow access to this shit. And getting more people under lies, retaliation. They were all doing it. She wants to be some big-ass fucking big shot. They all make money off of showing this shit for drug rehab. And then they manipulated consent. I never gave no consent. But they kept trying to say they were trying to do something for some drug thing. And I said, well, I mean, yeah, I would talk. But I never gave consent to exploit me and degrade like they're doing. And they know that. But this was, once again, their way of, when I'm high as a motherfucker, to brainwash me and sit there and keep double turning, double talking, double this. And then lie under a guise. And then apparently to the point we are now, it seems that when they do this, then they word it the way they want because they can orchestrate a perfect little... And then they go take it to people. But it's never anything of the thing. This is all manipulated fucking shit. And I'm sick and tired of paying the consequences because nobody's listening to me. They're just running off what these people are doing. Who spends an entire days running around chasing and constantly having to... There's no nothing that does this for 2.5 years of someone's life and sabotage everything and then make claims about someone that there is no backing to. Nothing. No legally, no nothing. It's nothing. There's not one action, one crime, one anything of anything that I have ever done of it. Yet I am condemned as a convicted and treated as such. My employers, everything is set as if I was a convicted. I'm not a convicted. I ain't under every authority. When I went to Magical, all the police department, all that. They don't know anything about anything because there is nothing. But you get these false-ass retaliatories like Craig and him who started this saying, well, how did you manifest all this? How did you magic? And why is there nothing? And how is it I get out of prison? You're trying to... You keep using different... All they would do for months on end, because they had me in such a rut. I got high more and everything else, and I was just at a loss, ready to die. I was gone. And I was wondering why they kept just picking scenarios, picking things, then double talking. This dude, this with him, then it was your dad, then it was... And they would constantly bounce conversations and bounce different things till I've been up for 3-4 days where I lose thought and I forget what the hell I'm saying. And I don't want to lie, so I don't know what to... And this is what they would constantly do. Just spin things, spin things, spin things, and bouncing forward, and fuck with my head beyond fucking belief. And they have now somehow got some crazy ass, some punk ass. I've got 2 little burglary convictions from 1990, way back when I was a juvenile, to now I'm somehow some fucking crazy ass. When I co-own my own mining company, I work at stained glass, so highly skilled in that. I work job. I mean, I don't go. What? Yet now, it's like Vegas. I go out now. Now they got their little gang stalkers actually all mobile on me and keep fucking. Now they're threatening my life. They're threatening, and I'm sick and tired of it. For 2.5 years, I've trying to get my bearings and get going. I'm sick and tired of these little punk kids. It's all these little 20-something-year-olds, little fucking worthless ass, no skilled trade having, drunken, freaking idiot ass, illegitimate children that got no means to do anything but be scandalous, worthless pieces of shit because they have no intelligence, no moral, no worth. They're just cutthroat, self-centered, just lames. And what's funny is all the people are using, like the ones from the nursery, these natives and shit. One was under investigation already for a sexual harassment, which I had to take his victim home. That they all fucking turned against her, so I took her home. Then he couldn't stop talking about trying to fucking sexually do something to this other chick that worked there. I mean, I'm sick and tired of all these motherfuckers that they're just disrespectful scumbags that just think shit and everything's just some kind of fucking whatever, and they can talk, and now these people are better than me. The one that shows nothing but good, and are gonna chase me and fucking oppress and threaten me. That's not going to work. That is not going to work. No, we're not doing that. And I'm sick and tired of these fucking natives, because here's how they did it too. And it sounds crazy, but you know what? It is what it is. I wasn't a racist. I wasn't a nothing. But that's one of the things Craig instituted with everybody. He's a skin, because I did have some tattoos. Like I said, I was in prison. I got the first thing I got covered up with my swastika. I have a appointment with the tattoo parlor tomorrow that I busted my ass doing stained glass to get these tattoos covered up. I didn't want no fruit. I busted my ass doing stained glass. I had to ask for a favor to do this just to get these tattoos covered up. I got the big swastika, and tomorrow at 4 I get my other one covered. And I worked for it. I didn't just ask for free. That's how bad I wanted them done. That I busted my ass and made a deal to get these motherfuckers taken care of. But this little punk-ass bitch, Craig, went running got Penny in them. So Penny, who, if you go to the west side of things, you'll find out how much of a lovely person she is to other people. But she went to the African-American population, claiming this, and that. Well, John, I told you, was working with Craig. Well, they're Jewish. Even though I almost got tasered, died, and everything else over this dude to protect him, his brother goes to the Jewish community. Well, they also, because I'm Wiccan, go to Christian. I'm a devil worshiper. And so on, so on. Some of the NDLC officials go to Latino. And this is how they all came at it and played on something to make me everyone's perfect nemesis when I was none. And anybody that knows me or anything else knows I'm the most respectful, courteous, any of it. They even went to my girlfriend. They were trying to get some kind of, and all my girlfriends told them what kind of person I was. Everything. They couldn't get nothing. So they start lying and freaking and this is how they got all these groups. And then my ex, whose husband was in special ops and everything else, he pissed me off because, well, she had me convinced that he was the one that did it to her, locked her in a freaking floor thing and wouldn't let her out, wouldn't let her eat or anything. I mean, when I went to the house, she was literally scared to death to go there. When I packed up the stuff, I had to push everything under the stairs and everything and put it in there so she didn't have to go near it. So, I mean, she had me convinced that this dude had her locked in here, couldn't eat, and all kinds of, grabbed her, put her outside, wouldn't, threw her out in the streets, and I tricked out and told him I was going to burn his house down and everything else. So, well, there's the military involvement from the freaking... And this has just been my life story. My life story has been every time I help someone or think I'm doing the right thing, I somehow get it turned into the wrong thing. Just like the chick that's got her little crew here. This chick calls me on the phone. I have never met this chick to this day. I've never met her. She calls me on the phone out of nowhere, out of her mind spun, with no gas, stuck in Brookings. So I give her best friend my last. $16 is all I had for. And now this chick is, and I've never even met the chick, but the only encounter we have is you calling me begging for help, and I give you my last $16. One of the other chicks, never done nothing with, none of them, I have not done anything with any of these, and I've passed it up because it wasn't right. Some of them had given me their, I like to be in a, then you know what, if I don't feel it's right, then I'm not going to take you that route, I'm not going to go there then. It's done. I don't do that. I don't use, I know what it feels like, so I won't do it to another person. And I gave her my last $20 free. I used to take her and her kid to freaking her daycare, drop her off at work. I fixed her car. I mean, every single situation is something where I have helped all these fucking people and never done anything to them. And magically, I have been turned into the worst fucking walking being that everybody is tormenting. And I am sick and fucking tired of being pressured when I watch all these scumbag pieces of shit every day and watch how they treat people and watch how they interact and what they do. And me, I'm the one you're going to come after, the one that every time I see an argument with or something, I intervene. My last thing was 2 dudes at shooters. The one dude freaking, they saw I drunk, whatever, I let him go, but then he started messing with, trying to tell, and I intervened. So I almost get into it with 2-0. That's my every time. Every time my interactions is always intervening for someone else's behalf. That's the only time 90% of my conflicts are always over someone else. I don't put myself in it. I tolerate so much. I'm so passive. If you say it to me or you do something, I really don't care. And I may get a little, but it's not a big deal. But if you do it to someone else or you do it to one of mine, then I'm going to dismantle you. And that's just the way it works. You can get away with a lot with me, but you don't get away with nothing with someone else. So the dude that always intervenes and freaking does it is magically the one attacked by everyone. And I am so sick and fucking tired of this treatment. And I've tried I've tried everything. But I'm the one left to dry while all these scumbag, sick motherfuckers are doing this. And now, because the nursery, with the dudes that are here from Vegas, we're friends with them there, happen to be some native. well, I don't talk, you know what I mean? Whatever's whatever. I don't like your attitude, the way you treat that chick, so I don't talk to you, and I don't think anything's good about it. So they get it. Oh, well. Just like Ronnie, he hit my nephew, and I checked his ass in the stairwell. Oh, well, you hit my nephew. That's how that works. Oh, well. So all these motherfuckers, the dudes that I've had in conflict with over them doing something, are now in it. And they're all the friends from there that got their friends involved. So they're the caravan following me around with their... And then they go tell these... whoever, whatever. But I will show every circumstance these people involved has always been their doing, and there's something that created these circumstances. And there's nothing on my part except for trying to help, trying to work, trying to do this and trying to do that. That's about the only thing I'm guilty of. And I'm sick and tired of this shit masquerade and just continuously getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I am guaranteed to never have no one, nothing, and I'm to die freaking this. Really? I'm the one that gets picked out of this. And then I'm the irrational nutcase because I get mad and take offense to this and start... How the fuck would you feel if you ain't doing nothing but trying to do the best and help, and you got the entire world turning on you and it's growing exponentially? And yet there's not a single circumstances of anything, of any factual anything, and I am the worst treated motherfucker with the most electronic torture device. The shit used on me is like no other human being has ever experienced. So I get that for trying to help and do it, and then everybody to turn on me for doing nothing, but everyone in the city I can point out that every interaction I've had with them been some helpful. They've helped, I've helped them. I've never asked for help. And that's the funny part. There's none of them that you could actually say, help me. And it's not a big deal. I don't mind that. I only mind when they torture me. But every person I had helped. And I ain't had nothing or got nothing from anybody. And that's, I don't need that. But that's what we're going to show. That it's one-sided as a motherfucker, yet reversed to where I'm tormented and targeted. How in the fuck does this even happen? And then nothing when you try to... I can go to jail because this dude claims that my medical stuff I made up and that freaking, my tests I fabricated. And that's why they wouldn't look at my medical, that I just printed this shit up so I get into the hospital. The doctor called me a liar, told me I was making it in one medical file. My MRIs and everything are from a Stenson laboratory. I was refused medical treatment because of this punk-ass motherfucker claiming I'm just there for pills. So I made the statement as soon as I come in here, I don't want none of that. I want tests. Twice I was refused. We will not do them. Straight up, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's not what it is. We're not doing it. And that's exactly what I was told to my face. We're not doing it. And I called the doctor a quack for calling me a liar with my medical stack. And I was taken to jail for assault and convicted. Convicted. I am now 86th out of the hospital here for a year for a convicted assault. Because of what, and this is just one circumstance. Every time and that's why I get no medical treatment anymore. This is what they do. They spend their entire time saying yet there's no substance, and all my shit's real and legit. But because they put me in the position I have to, they fucked my Social Security off, they fucked her, so I have to try to work even though I can only make it 3 weeks or 2 weeks at a time while they're torturing me. And then they use that as saying, oh, look, he's not hurt. Because I just tough through it because I'm a dude that just survives and does what he has to, yet I crawl around my fucking house and I have to lay in the bed for hours a day because I can't move. But because I force it to push it in order to try to do that, because I'm not one of these motherfuckers that leeches off of people. I don't sit around and ask for nothing. I don't want nothing. If I try to get something, I try to pay it back or I try to trade. I don't ever want nothing for free. I don't mind giving, but I don't ever ask for nothing. And I try to work for everything and help. So I forge through it because that's how you're supposed to do it. And these are little circumstance snippets that they go use to fucking create other things to fuck me out of everything. And I am so sick and fucking tired of this. That something's got to give because I'm not going to allow it to just go down like this. And that's just the thing too. You know what I mean? And no human being, you can't call me crazy. Nobody would allow this much shit to be done to him and not do anything. You can't tell me there's one person that you would take a dream of a family and having that taken and laughing, any of that, and tortured for years on end, sabotage jobs, trying to do the right thing instead, and have it. There's nobody that wouldn't flip the fuck out if the legal system and no one did anything. There is no fucking normal. You would be normal and irrational if you didn't wig the fuck out and flip out. after your government or nobody did anything. I've got like 10 criminal justice complaints. I have multiple freaking reports in here. I mean, I've got petitions into the UN. I've sent mail to other countries, allies. I have freaking startup petitions. I have sent so many. I'm on a legal thing with freaking attorneys for this shit. I mean, how many things can you do? And I have tried so hard to just resolve this with the only want to be left alone. And these motherfuckers, the ones that did it knowingly and everything else, I want my justice. And I think that's right. You've almost killed me multiple times. I've been left on the thing. They even had the cops in like Salt Lake City. Whatever they told them what, they come and like mock me to make their little show of freaking pressure. They'll drive around or like make their presence. And I get that shit, but what you're really doing it for is what pisses me off, because you don't know the truth behind what's going on. And I'm sick and tired of getting this treatment like this when I do nothing but show you all respect and courtesy, and you do this without knowing what's really going on and don't even bother to look into the real, and you do this shit to me. And I'm sick and tired of that ignorant ass treatment. And that's what's pissing me off. I am sick of the ignorance. I give everybody a fair judgment. I look at both sides, and then I act. But I'm sick and tired of you motherfuckers just jumping on my ass because some idiot has fucking put together something or fucking claim or subliminally brainwashed under. And it sounds good, but it's literally how they do it. I mean, it's literally with the looking to remote viewing and they can turn. And I didn't realize why I'd be sitting there sometimes and weird ass things pop up, or I would. In the conversations, just to make it easier, because after you have it so long, you'll kind of just go along with things, because you'll find that it's so much easier to laugh a little and just kind of let it be smooth than having the yelling and the. So I just let certain things roll and go with it, because it's such an easier way to go about my day. Though they know that what I'm concentrated on and really worrying about is what it is. But I didn't realize this was all shit that they were using to manipulate the circumstances and use for other shit. And that's the fucked up thing. I was just trying to alleviate and make it. I have no good. You know what I mean? I'm just learning exactly what the hell they're doing. So they fucking. And they would say little things in the back, like saying it over and over. She's making. To get these. And I'm wondering why certain things, it took a long time. Or like I didn't know they were making me mad. Why I'd get. But then I'm realizing, why are we doing this? And some weird ass. And then now when I think of something, they got my brain so fucked up in pattern that I can think about in like different shit is like tied to everything now. So now you can say like a keyword or something, and all this shit fucking clutters my head. They have my mind so corrupted and so fucked up. I can't even think anymore. I can't watch TV. I can't read. I can't nothing. I even stopped painting. I can't concentrate whatsoever anymore. That has completely been taken from me. I used to love my movies. And I want to so bad do it, but I can't. The best I was able to muster is for a while I was watching these little 5-minute YouTube snippets of like the flat earth and all this. That's the best I can do. You put it to any kind of time together, my eyes from the hitting hurt, I can't do it. I can't do anything. The only thing, I mean, music is my favorite thing. I'm to the point now, I'm pacing. I can't stand to hear music. I've had so much sound, so much freaking everything that my brain, I can't take even hearing my own music anymore. I can't take anything. And it's just insane already. I mean, and how this all started, to be able to get this far and this big is so incredible. That what our tech and our mind and our mentalities and that this ball could be dropped in the manner of so hard, because the entities involved and how many different. Nobody questioned anything, and no one looked at the beginning or how it came. Are we really that self-centered that all it takes is you will torture someone beyond belief till they die, that had nothing and been through the worst atrocities life ever had to offer and survive, to have a chance, that you'll destroy them, torture them, rip them apart, hurt them in the most way till he beats us, so you could get this or have fun. That's how sick humans are now. Didn't we just go bomb another country for doing less to people as some good humans? Humanity strike. Don't we do that all the time? Because we're the epitome of the evolution of what others should be like, that we take care on others, and so we're protecting. And I got a feeling you got the worst ever treated, tortured individual ever in this country, and purposely being left though we can go bomb others and claim. So what demonstration are you showing to the world? I mean, do you guys really know what's going on, or do you not? And was there some kind of craziest dude that sophisticated and good? And that's what I'm hoping. I always try to find the best and believe in people, and that it can't be. I mean, you start to wear them down, and you can't see how it can't be. That's where I get to, because it's much shitter, and how it, yeah. But I truly believe, and just like when I went to Sierra Nevada Corp, who's got the technology from the 70s on this and the antennas and told them, look, I don't believe that you would do this to a person or you would do this. However, I do believe your technologies were into rogue hands and are being used against me to torture. And I sent them an email with pictures of me, what I do with my nephews, working, and then busted heads and glass sticking out of my neck from what they're doing, and never not a response back. And this has been multiple times. I've done multiple things and sent them, look, this is, and I'm not trying to be some kind of person looking for money. I'm not looking for none of that. I don't want nothing. You know what I mean? I mean, they have caused me, I do need my certain things, but it was never about that. All I wanted them to do is just go away. So I even try to approach each person and entity on the basis of, I don't believe you know anything about this, or that you were truly with it in this manner, but can you? So it's not like I'm trying to fucking just harass, or I'm trying to get these people. I always look for the good, and I sent them every time the same manner. I don't believe it, and I'm not coming after you. I'm not. But will you intervene, please? You mean right the wrong, and at least demonstrate, and nothing. Then how can you proceed and take that afterwards? If you tell someone their technology or something like that, and you explain, you give them pictures and everything, and not even a response back or anything, how would you take it? Would you take it as something? I mean, not even enough compassion even to respond, say nothing. I mean. So I'm supposed to sit here and go every day, believe, you know, of course I'm pissed off now, because this is the treatment I get from everywhere. And I can't take it other than, well, how can you not be? If I hit it like that, and I approach it that way, and you hit me back, how can any rational person take that then? You have to take it as if. And then it seems like efforts, every time I do that, ramp up. So, you know, it's like they get freaking... Anytime there's a freaking glitch, or I get some, they just swarm on my ass, and I get the most craziest fucking treatment that you can fucking utterly, until they can docile me again and fucking just wear me down till I bash my brain, and I'm so fucked up, I can't move. And then as soon as I muster enough and get sick of it and try to fucking defend myself again, I get it all day, but I mean, they take chances then, let me say it, because they hit me the same way all the time. It's just when it gets frantic, they know they're on the verge, so they get a little more careless and frank, and they will take bigger risks and come out a little further and do a little more. That's what they put their ass out there a little more. That's about it. That's how that changes. That's about it. But I mean, dude, this is literally a bullshit ass scam of a bitch ass dude that is butthurt that I caught his scandalous ass and checked this punk ass on everything, that this is all from. And I promise you, this is where it all stems from. Everybody else has been, but a few people have manipulated, lied to, fucking, there's a small handful throughout the circuit that know the real, are in with the real, that are further in their own real. But it's all retaliation on all sides, and I'm telling you, every single one, it was from them being because they call this a role reversal. Social experiment. I'm a role reversal. The guy that treats everybody, helps me. They're going to show how society is going to act towards me and how they'll treat me under the belief of this versus actions. Everything is reversed. Everything. Everything is reversed. This is a role reversal. Everything they say, everything that is going on, every action, everything is a reversal of what it is. So take everything and reverse that. And that's what this program is. Reversed. Everything is reversed. Just like I realize the translations when I talk, they're reversed. And now I'm understanding what the hell that role reversal and how I treat it, and how they're using child molesters and sex and all these people to attack me. These are people in prison. I didn't even know who you were, but if you came in there with that guy, attacked you, and we take you out, and we dealt with those. So the dude that did extra time in prison, spent more time, that didn't know who you were, that got portrayed as a violent inmate and a violent this, was only doing what a man should do and taking out pieces of shit like that. So when you look at history, you may get fed one thing saying he does this. No, look at who I attacked in prison, who I went after. It was rapists, child molesters, and people like that. That is who I attacked. And now those are the people they use, partially, to get back at me. That is my crime. So look into my history. Instead of listening to the vague-ass story they're giving, look into the facts of where it really stems from. And then you'll learn a lot more about me and just how I really am. And talk to the people that know me and when I intervene and how I treat them. And that even in town here, every chick that when they were in their coldest, darkest, middle of the night scared, I was the first person they called every time. I sat on one chick's floor to 3 o'clock in the morning thinking an angry ex who was getting out of prison that he had a kid with was going to come kill her. So what does my dumb ass do? And what's worse situation to be in? A vengeful ex who another dude is at the house and with your kid involved. I know these things. I've been in from prison. I lay on your floor till 3 o'clock in the morning, and I know how dangerous. That is the worst position to be in. Another one, her ex-boyfriend's driving around her house at midnight or something. I go over there to make every one of these chicks, when they were scared, they call me. So I go over there putting my ass in the line and making myself a target in your neighborhoods and everything, because dudes are assholes. So another dude getting involved, oh, he thinks he's they go to their buddies. And I'm in a town that I know nobody and got no allies. I got nobody. So I go take myself, throw myself out there for you, take the entire flack from all the dudes and everything else for you guys to turn on me. And that's what happened every scenario. Every time I go out there to help use, take all that without even, and you don't know it because I don't say nothing. I don't use that against you. You never heard me say one thing about anything, but I know the consequences of how things work. So I do this knowingly, don't want nothing or say anything of it, and this is what I get in return every single time. And every incident is the same fucking thing. And that's the sickest part about this. Every single one. And I cannot understand how the hell this happened. But I'm hoping eventually something is going to change.